So what motivated, what caused that change?
My mother's been a big influence on me, and I'll narrate an incident of my life which stayed with me all along, and that's I used to play a lot of tennis when I was a kid, and competitive tennis, state level, national level. I was pretty good at that time, and she knew how anxious I was about the game, how much I loved the game, and every time I had a match, she'd be waiting for me to come home. And when I would come home, she'd ask me, did you win, did you lose? Usually I would win, so my answer would be I won. And then after about 5 minutes, the first time she did it, it really shook me. After about 5 minutes, she would come and say to me, the boy who lost to you today, he would have reached home about now, and his mom would have asked him the same question. And he would have said he lost. So his mother must be feeling really bad right now. And the first time she said that to me, it really hit me. I mean, her ability to think for another, a woman she's never seen, never met, really hit home to me. And I don't think she was meaning to tell me or teach me anything. That's just how she is. And I think a lot of what I am is a result of her. I think the second person who's been a big influence on me is my friend Satyajit Bhatkal, who happens to be the director of the show. Satya and I were in school together. He was a topper in the class. I was the backbencher. And he was brilliant, so he had the world at his feet. He could do what he wanted. But after we passed out, he decided to work for other people. So he didn't become an engineer or a doctor or a chartered accountant, which he could have been, or MBA, whatever he wanted. He decided to spend his life, working for people who were less privileged than he was. I was at a discussion sometime back, and one of the questions asked to my team in Satyamajete was, what are the good qualities that a good NGO should have? Was the question asked to Satya, actually my director.
Yes.
And he said that one of the good qualities any NGO should have, or any person who wants to be part of social service should have, is that it's not just the emotion of wanting to do something for somebody else, which is in itself a good emotion, that you want to do something for someone. But if you feel that your life is incomplete if you don't.
Right.
So you're doing it for yourself, really.
Right.
Of course you're doing it for someone else. And I think that's what is important, and it's something that happens to you if you feel like. It doesn't have to happen to you. But I think in me what grew was that this feeling that I needed to, for myself, do something where I felt better about myself, when I felt I was, I feel I'm so privileged in so many ways. And I feel that, I really feel that when I see around me people who are not as privileged, I can't just sit by and be comfortable with that. There's a need in me to, reach out and perhaps help if I can.
In a way, you're lucky to have a position where people will listen, you will be able
and I'd like it to use it to the best of my abilities. Yeah. So I guess that's why I've moved into the space where I have. It's for my own emotional or mental, peace of mind and satisfaction. You wake up in the morning, you read the papers, and you read about injustice, you read about poverty, you read about people who are less privileged than you, and you want to really do something about it. I think most of us feel that way. We don't know what to do. And I felt that for a number of years. And then I realized that I should do what I know best, and which is storytelling. And I should use the strength of storytelling to try and change minds and try and, enrich perhaps the discussion on certain issues that we face as a society. I always felt that there are two ways of bringing about change. One is top down, when you make laws and you tell people to follow them, or you make policies and you expect people to follow them. And the other way, and sometimes it works, but a lot of times it doesn't. I think the other way is a longer route, but I think that is what we've chosen to do. And that is to reach out to people's hearts. Not with anger, but with love. And try and transform minds at a young age. We have issues, we have problems, but we want to leave them behind. We want to come out of them. And we really want to move ahead and improve ourselves. I think that's what the success of the show tells us.
Has there, how do you come up about choosing the subjects?
We have a lot of fights.
And are there subjects where you say we're not going to touch that?
No, so far that's never been the case. We've picked really difficult topics as well. One of our really difficult topics was untouchability, which is a big issue in India. The constitution of our country says that we're all equal, but in reality, that's not so yet. It's a journey that we have to, it's still a journey that we are on to reach there. Sure, equality is an issue in a lot of societies, I think, but in India, because of the way the caste system is, it just makes it a lot more complicated. And that's a very touchy topic as well. It's a topic that people feel very emotionally about. And 15% of India, roughly 15% of India is Dalit, which is the untouchable caste. And so therefore 85% is not Dalit. And we are communicating with the 85% of country, speaking to them about, what are we doing? What are we doing? Is it right? Are we comfortable with it?
So how did you go about that?
Well, we in all our shows, in all our topics, we're just honest, but we do it with a lot of love. We do it with a lot of love, so that people. Let me say this much: that while the majority of the people have loved our show, there has been a minority, probably in every topic, that doesn't like us.